Welcome back to another episode of Allen Police Behind the Badge. We're your hosts, Officer Sam Rippamani and Alexis Birmingham.
And today our guest is Detective Keith Compton and our special guest, K9 Lacey.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Keith.
Thanks for having us.
All right, K9 Lacey. If I'm not mistaken, she's the only female K9 we have in the police department.
That is correct.
All right, what does she do?
She's a dual-purpose K9. Her main purpose is going to be to detect electronic storage devices that are possibly hidden inside of homes, vehicles, outside. And she's also a therapy dog for children that are victims of the crimes that, we encounter.
When did you get Lacey? I know she's pretty new to our department.
We started the first Sunday in January.
Well,
so we trained together at the National Computer Forensic Institute, which is the Secret Service's training facility in Hoover, Alabama. And we were together for 2 straight weeks, every day, every moment of the day we were together.
When did they start training her? Did she start training as a puppy?
So she started her training 6 months ago for electronic storage detection. And it's by a company that the Secret Service contracted with. It's Jordan Canine Detection. And he was our master trainer that basically trained us on her. The canines we got they're good to go. They're trained. They know what they're doing. It's on us to figure out how to work with them. So we have to build our level up to theirs, which is just constant training all the time so we can work together as a team.
How often do you train with her?
Every day. So she is what we consider food reward. And so the only time she does eat is whenever she's detecting electronic devices.
Right.
And so 3 to 4 times a day, we will have a room that we get, or possibly hallway outside, and we just put electronic devices. I'll have them put in there by other people so they can hide them from me, so I don't even know where they're at. So when we walk in there, we go to work, and whenever she detects on an electronic device, she gets rewarded for it.
I'm assuming that's what triggers her to know it's time to go to work when you put the food belt on.
Yeah, when she sees the food pouch come on, that's her first indicator.
Yeah.
And she starts getting excited. She knows we're going somewhere to do something.
Yeah.
And then when we get there are commands that I'll give her, and it's putting her into that mode. I don't want to say the commands right now because she might start getting excited.
And for those who can't see, she's nice and calm right now taking a nap.
She hasn't been calm all morning. So right now, we work this morning outside in front of the police department, and I had probably about 5 mobile devices that I scattered throughout the area. So our goal when we get to an outdoor area is to get downwind of that scent. So she's trained to detect the scent that is on about 99% of electronic storage devices, tablets, hard drives, cell phones. It's a heat-resistant shield, and it has a long chemical name, but we go by TPPO. So that is what she is trained to detect on. So when we're outside and we're downwind, she definitely gets that odor, and she will just go. And that's usually when I use a retractable leash that's about 30 feet long, because she is high drive, so she's going towards those devices. And when she locates, she'll show it to me, and a lot of times she'll tap it with her paw, and then she gets rewarded on those things.
Oh, she gets excited.
So this morning we worked, and this is what happens to her after we work. Because her working like that and that drive being up, she'll stay on the drive for probably 15 minutes after we're working. It's the equivalent of us running a 5K. So
Wow.
Whenever she's done and she's like calmed down, she'll sleep and recover.
It's pretty interesting to see how she turns it on and off. Like she's in a room around cameras and electronics, and she's super calm.
She's not in work mode right now.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
really
neat.
cool.
Yeah, if I put her in work mode, she would go crazy in here.
Yeah. Do you have any interesting stories that you can share with us?
We have one. So far, we've gone out on 3 search warrants. Our job mainly on search warrants is to come in once an initial search has been done for electronic devices and see if maybe we've missed something. If the investigators have missed something, it's our job to try to find something. So last week, we helped the FBI with a search warrant. It was a dark web narcotics case, and they did their initial and secondary searches. And then we came in, and the first room we came in, there were electronic devices that they had found, and they're instructed just leave them there. She's going to come in, she's going to detect on those devices, and she gets rewarded for those. But there was one particular area of the room that she was very focused on. There was a closet in next to the bed, and there were a pile of clothes at the bottom. Well, she's got several different indicators for me to let me know she's on to the odor. One of those being is she's diving that nose into that area, and then she does what's called a blowout. With her nose, it'll just blow out. And so that's what I'm listening for. And so at that point, I have a FBI agent with me, and I'm like, hey, focus in that area. She's really interested in that. So we went upstairs to run a couple of other rooms. And when I came back downstairs, they let me know that, hey, we found a phone in there, and that's the phone they were looking for.
That's wow.
We were able to help them out. So we may have missed it if we didn't have her.
That's pretty awesome. So do you get that real excited, high-pitched voice when she does something good?
Oh, like that? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Training is a little different. I have to work on that. But when she does it in the field, oh, yeah, I get real excited. It's fun to see.
I got to see this.
So, I mean, you're looking at the pressure. Yeah. You know, it's different going out with our detectives from the CAC, but now you're with the federal government. A lot of times you haven't met many of these agents that are out there and TFOs that are with them. So it's a little nervous, but it's like whenever you see that she has found something that they missed, oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. You did mention she was an emotional support dog as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, she can detect when you're like on these search warrants or when you're doing this and you get stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Can she sense that as well? Or because I feel like you've told me a story.
Yes. So day one, they told us that your emotions and feelings go down the leash. If you're having a bad day, they're going to know it. So they're not going to work that day because their only focus at that point is, hey, the person I'm bonded with over here is having issues, whatever it may be. So she almost just goes into that mode to where she's like, hey, I need to make him better before I can work. And I didn't see it, for a few days. We'd had 3 really good days of training. I mean, she was on point. She was finding everything. And then we did vehicle searches. And mind you, this is the first time that Homeland Security and Secret Services put this program on. And every day we had people filming us. And we had agents out there taking pictures because, this is a big thing for them. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of pressure that goes into that. Well, for her to get under a vehicle to start looking for, say, an AirTag or a tracker or anything else that's under there, I've got to get down there too to let her know, hey, it's okay. You're good. I'm with you. We're going to be safe. When she has that trust, then she'll dig, further into there. Yeah. On this day, I'm trying to get up under there and I'm stressed and I didn't realize it. She did, because all she wanted to do is jump on top of me and start licking me. My food pouch is open. I got food everywhere and it's just not working. But she knew that. She knew I was stressed. Yeah. And so she's like, hey, we're not working right now. Let's just get you better. So I came up from underneath the car and one of the Secret Service agents was there and he's like, yep, that's on video. I was like, awesome. So, but yeah, they definitely can, they can sense when someone's, stressed out about something or, scared. So her purpose is, say that we're doing a forensic interview on a child that's been a victim of, one of these crimes. We can bring her in and, try to let her calm that child down to get through that very difficult interview for them. Mm-hmm. Also, if we're on a search warrant that, possibly we have kids there and they're not understanding why a bunch of police officers are in there and they're scared, I can bring her in, let her just go with them and just calm them down as well. So she's able to do both of those.
Well, that's great.
That's awesome. And I'm sure the foot traffic in your office has tripled volume since January.
Yes. He gets many visitors a day. Yeah. And every time someone comes in, she's got a little tug of war toy. She'll bring it to you and it's time. She's like, let's play.
We've had some tug of war in the last week or two.
She's a strong girl.
Yes, she is.
But I could see, you talk about the peer support side. I could see, if our officers are having a rough day and they come by and, come see Lacey and that could help out. And,
I've
relax.
I've seen the difference in just the 3 weeks we've been back. Sometimes she had to get used to our place first. So the first week she was kind of on a leash because people would come in. And if she gets startled, she barks. She's not normally a barker, but she gets startled. And so after about a week, she started getting used to the place, the people. And so now she's kind of venturing out a little bit more. And I mean, it's good for our detectives. She goes out and, she'll bring the tug of war. And it's like they'll play tug of war for 10, 15 minutes. It's 10, 15 minutes the detectives can get away from what they're doing and just relax for a sec, take a break, mental break. Yeah. And you can see that the morale in CID has gone up.
That's awesome.
I've become the forgotten one. Yeah. It's like, look, it's Lacey.
Yeah.
Never me.
And the guy that walks her.
Does she go home with you every day?
Yes.
She lives in the house?
Yes, absolutely.
Not an outside dog.
No, she's not.
She's a princess.
She likes playing outdoors, but no, when it's bedtime, she's curled up on a couch and she's like, I'm out.
That's awesome. How does she do with throw pillows? Is that
Well,
subject?
it was good until this week. And then I left the house I'm trying to trust her a little more and more. And I left her for an hour to go to the grocery store, and I came back and a nice decorative pillow was ripped apart.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
she just had the most guilty look on her face.
She knew she was in trouble.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think she was trying to go for one of these pillows before we started today. I was like, no, we can't do that.
Got a thing for throw pillows.
Yes.
So moving forward, like, what do you see? What's the future look like for Lacey? Like getting her involved in more of these warrants and different type of calls? Or?
We did first of all, with our current investigators assigned to the CAC, there's 4 of them. They're going to keep us busy, which is good.
Yeah.
We need the real world reps on those. But I also went down to the FBI office in Frisco yesterday. We have a task force officer down there, and they were very interested in seeing her work. So I went down there and we did a demo with them, and they have a couple of agents that are assigned to ICAC task force, which is crimes against children. And they were asking, hey, would she be available to come out on warrants? And I said, absolutely. I said, the more warrants you can give us, the better. Because the more we can get out there and work like that and not a training environment, it's going to help us in the long run.
Are there many canines like Lacey out there?
So the company that did this, Todd Jordan, he's got, I think, approximately 185 worldwide. I believe she is number 175. Wow. She's only the 3rd one in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
So there's only 3 in this area.
So a high demand for her.
Yes, absolutely. Until recently, there had only been one. Dallas PD has a canine that's ESD, and the Collin County Sheriff's Office got one shortly before I left. So now there's 3 of us in this area.
Y'all do joint work on them?
We haven't yet, just because we're still trying to get our situation settled in. But the great thing about that is the Dallas PD dog and the Collin County Sheriff's Office dog all come from the same trainer. So when we get together, we're trained the same way.
That's good.
We're doing the same thing. So that definitely is going to be a help.
And the temperament of this breed, they probably all get along. Get along fine. And
we had all labs in our class. There were 12 of us. And yeah, at the beginning of the morning, they all wanted to play with each other, and they're just like, oh my God, hey, what's going on? But what we would typically do for training is we would get a hotel room. We'd get 3 of those, and people had checked out, and we'd hit different ones each day. Well, they're hiding devices in there for us to go up and run those rooms. And so we would, go to a room, work that, come down, maybe rest for 15, 20 minutes as we're all rotating through. By 11:30, it's we're breaking for lunch and we're doing a debrief, and you look around the room and they're all passed out. I mean, they're just all so tired from working. So, and it was just funny to see. It's like you couldn't see a dog that was even up. They were just all sleeping like this.
That's awesome. So you said something earlier about crawling under cars if you're looking for a tracker, and you said AirTag. Now, an AirTag is tiny.
Mm-hmm. But it still has that odor.
But so she can smell something as small as an AirTag.
She can smell something as small as a micro SD card.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That's like what goes in a cell phone.
Yes. She can detect on those. So, yes.
So she sniffs through like walls, like how?
If the odor is strong enough to be coming towards her, yes, she can detect it. Now, there's a lot of variables that go into it. You've got more of airflow than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So is the device here, but the way the air is coming through this room, is it pushing it to this side of the room? So she may be sensing it over here. It's not strong. So she's looking for the strongest part of that odor. So she may be, sensing it over there, and it's kind of confusing her. She's like, I know it's got to be around here, but it's not that strong. So sometimes we'll come back around, we'll work it again. And if 2 times through she's sensing something but not on it, we may work her opposite way. And I found that working her that opposite direction, that's when she'll pick up on it. So there's a lot of things that just go into it. I found out real quickly our building's not great for training just because we have so many computers, hard drives, and things like that. So it's finding areas that don't have all of that in there. So the biggest challenge so far has been able to reach out and figure out where we can train.
Yep.
So we've done pretty good. We've got, the courts we've been able to work. City Hall's got a couple of floors. The fire departments, we're going to start working with them and just going through the different departments. And during the summertime, I've spoken with the SROs, and we can definitely get in there and start working on some of those rooms. So, but that's the biggest challenge for us, because if we're not changing it up, then she starts to become either complacent with it, or she knows where devices have been hidden in this area before. And it's one of those things as a handler I'm having to learn is, okay, she's really starting to use it. She's so smart that she remembers where devices are. sometimes we're just walking the hallway. We've worked that area. She'll go to the plant where there was a USB drive in there, and she's in there trying to sniff on it. So that's our biggest challenge, is just to make sure we keep, changing it up. And that's also part of our training. We don't feed at the same time every day. We don't, we don't go to the same locations. It has to be different for her. You have to keep her, ready to go at any time. And that's also, towards search warrants. We don't know exactly when the search warrant's going to go or when we're going to get brought in. So I don't, can't get her fixated on, hey, it's around 8:30. I usually get fed around now, because then you can start falling into false alerts and things like that. Yeah. So we just keep it different every day with her.
So how did you get the opportunity to become a canine handler?
Well, this goes all the way back to being a digital forensic examiner full-time. I started digital forensics back in 2012 when I was in narcotics. And that just consisted basically of very small devices, mobile devices. We didn't even need search warrants then. So as a narcotic investigator, we would do a search warrant, and the rest of the investigators are doing the search and interviews. I'm over there with it's a Cellbrite UFED Touch 1, and I'm hooking this into a thumb drive, and I'm just taking the call logs and text messages from these devices. Fast forward to 4 years ago when I finally became a full-time digital forensic examiner. I've been going to NCFI for probably 8-9 years now. And the reason we continue to go down there is the courses that are offered by Secret Service are completely paid for. The per diem, the travel, the hotel, everything is paid for by them. And in some of the intermediate and advanced classes in forensics, we're actually returning with a lot of equipment. Some classes we're bringing $30,000, $40,000 worth of equipment back. And that equipment is laptops. It could be equipment to fix a device, a mobile device, or to basically, we used to call it a JTAG chip off of a device if we couldn't get the passcode. So we're getting all of that training. Well, for years, they've been wanting to implement an ESD K9 program. So finally, this last year, they were able to get it approved by Homeland Security and Secret Service, and we were the first class to get to go do it. And as a matter of fact, it was curious. The question got asked on like the last day, how were we chosen? There were 12 of us total, and I believe there were 600 applicants.
Wow.
So the question was asked, how were we chosen to be handlers? And the training coordinator, her name's Anna Holloway, she's an agent down there. She said, these are my biggest producers as far as we enter any device we touch, mobile devices, computers, whatever it may be. If we process it, we enter that into a system called FPR. And that's the stats that the Secret Service uses to go to Congress to get their budget. So they look at that when determining whether we get some of these more advanced classes is, are you producing? Are you taking the knowledge we're giving you and using it in your field? And so the 12 of us we're some of the biggest producers, and we're some of the most dependent ones, because we've never had any issues taking any of those courses down there. We're always engaged. We're always just willing to learn. So that's how she chose us. So
every dog that was there, were they like electronic and also emotional support, or was it just
no?
Okay.
That's how Todd Jordan trains his canines. Is so her story, and most of the stories from the canines, is they didn't start out with Todd Jordan learning electronic storage detection. He gets his canines from two different sources: the Hope Center and the Ability Center. She came from the Ability Center, and the Ability Center is a nonprofit that basically obedient trains canines to work with kids with disabilities. Well, her drive is so high that they saw that probably may not be a good fit for that. So then Todd Jordan, the trainer, he gets her, and he sees that, her drive is perfect for what she's doing now. This is just what she's meant to do. And sometimes, dogs have to, they have a purpose. We just have to find out what purpose it is for them. And she absolutely loves this. I mean, when she's ready, we go to work, she is excited and she just loves it. I mean, it's a challenge for her, and she loves it.
But your daily steps have gone through the roof.
My goodness. I've climbed those stairs more times in the last 3 weeks than I have my entire career.
Do you guys visit the schools? Have you taken her?
Not yet.
Okay.
So this is all, we're progressing with this. We've done a few demos for people. We're getting the word out that, this is who we are. This is what we can do. But I've also got to balance what my full-time job is a digital forensic examiner. And when I say that, it's myself and one other individual, Detective Forcan. we are full-time examiners. Last year, we processed over 450 devices. So that in and of itself is a full-time job. So this is finding the balance between that and using her. But she's so valuable as a tool for us in the, crimes against children world that I couldn't pass that opportunity up. I mean, we have enough cases that she is definitely going to do some good for us, and it's valuable. And so I'm willing to make the sacrifice and try to figure out how to balance them. I will. When I was in narcotics, I was carrying 280 cases a year, and I was processing over 250 devices a year.
Yeah,
so
just you.
It's a lot of work, but at the same time, they were both important to me. So I'll find out a way to make this work as well.
You've definitely found your passion.
Yes.
Because this, when you first started the cell phone thing, being able to get into these devices, I remember it just kind of started growing, and all these agencies started reaching out.
Yes.
They're like, Detective Compton's the best. He can do it. So
I don't know if I'm the best. I'm just
that's just what they
I'm
said.
proficient.
Yeah.
And
No, I enjoy helping other agencies out. I mean, I was on SWAT for 15 years. I was in narcotics for 10 years. That was fun. I loved it. It was great. But this transition's been nice. It really has. There's nothing better than going to court and testifying on what's on someone's device when it was passcode protected.
Yeah.
They're like, how did they get that information? I mean, it's just the look in their eyes like, I can't believe this. Apple says this thing, you can't break into it. Well, we have our ways, but that's fun. It's fun to see it.
I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
18 years this May is how long I've known you. And to see how you've changed from when I started here in 2007, he was the guy, if I saw him in the hallway, he was intimidating because he just always had this look on his face.
It's not
Don't
intimidating.
talk to me.
I was
Not Compton.
Now,
He's the
see,
sweetest-
I don't know if
Thank
it's,
you.
I don't,
sweetest guy
thank you.
oh,
ever.
come on. You didn't
Thank
know
you.
early on, Compton. And, he's a really nice guy. He just had the look. And I was the young guy, and so stayed in my lane. But now seeing him, maybe Lacey has something to do with it too.
Oh, definitely.
He is a total different person. He's the happiest I've ever seen him. He's smiling all the time, and it seems like you seem like you really enjoy what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
She
awesome.
she makes it easy. She does.
So how is she with Mrs. Compton?
That was an adjustment. Like
It's like having a baby in the house.
so I drove to NCFI for this, and the day we left, we drove back. It was about 10 hours because we had to stop a few more times. And I've told her how great she is and how obedient she is. And I'm just propping her up. As soon as we got in the house, the zoomies hit her and she went crazy. No command I would give her would make her stop. I just had to let it out. And she just looked at me and was like, really?
This is that well-trained dog.
I was like, she is. You just have to see it. She's just excited. So no, it's been an adjustment, but she loves her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you have a partner at work. You mentioned him earlier, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of OCD.
Kind of.
Yeah, a little
I'd
bit.
say- I'd
Let's
say
touch.
very.
If you're listening, Sean, I mean,
I
this
thought I
with
was
love.
OCD until I met him. And
So,
which is good. I mean, our office is squared away. It's always organized, a little over organized from
Yeah.
time to time. But yeah,
how's he doing with the shedding?
he's got
Sheds
better.
a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, we try to make it as clean as possible in there because we do have a lot of expensive forensic equipment.
Who runs the vacuum?
I do.
I figured.
Yeah. But yeah, we keep it as clean as possible because I mean, we don't want, our very expensive forensic workstations
Oh man,
get cluttered up. I mean,
y'all's office is very, very neat.
yes.
Clean.
So we're constantly
It's like a
cleaning our
gamer's
office.
paradise in there.
Oh,
Really
You're
is.
into gaming. There's computers everywhere, big monitors.
Oh yeah, we have fun with it.
How does she benefit the city of Allen?
How she benefits the city of Allen, like I said, is going to be working with our investigators at the CAC. The cases that they investigate are tough. They really are. And between us possibly finding evidence that's going to put someone that's really bad away for a long time is valuable.
Yeah.
And also there to support these kids because I think a lot of times that doesn't get noticed enough, that this is going to affect this person for the rest of their life.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are a lot of victims of a lot of the crimes we investigate, but this is the one true one that will affect someone for the rest of their life. And if we can be a positive influence at any point during our interaction with them, whether it's during the investigation, the interview, whatever it may be, then that means everything.
Yeah.
Because they may not have a lot of positive things to look forward to immediately because, they're trying to get through a very traumatic experience. But if we can be positive at any point, then that's worth it.
I think she's also very great for not only our community, and Allen, but we're also able to work with other agencies and help out our partnering cities, as well. And it's very beneficial.
Absolutely. My goal in digital forensics was, if I can help you, I will. If I've got access to something that you don't, and it's going to help you build your case, then bring it over. We're all on one team. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what agency we're with. It's, if I can help you out with your case, then let's help you. It's going to be the same with her. I'm starting to get the word out to other agencies, because there are other agencies that have investigators with, the CAC or investigating child crime cases. If we can help you out in any way, let us. If that's to come over and let someone, pet her and get through a very tough interview, then I'll do that. If you need help finding devices, hey, we'll give it a try. But I mean, we're all on the same team. We want to put bad people away. Bad people do not need to be in our society. So if we can help you do that, let me know.
So is there a difference between a service dog or an emotional support dog?
No, her first role is going to be a service canine.
Okay.
She's no different than a narcotics canine, except her purpose is different. So no, they're actually considered service canines. That's why she wears her little badge, her temporary, until we get her real badge.
So does she get a badge number?
She already has one.
Oh, okay.
So she's a member of the Allen Police Department.
Awesome.
So I mean, like I said, she's the same as a narcotic canine, except our purpose is different. We're lovable. We're not apprehension dogs. So with her, I mean, she loves to be pet. A lot of, like narcotic canines, you're not supposed to pet those or any type of.
Anyone wants to touch
any of the other type dogs. I mean, they're trained different. Yes. They have a different purpose. I mean, they're good at what they're trained to do. With us, we're meant to be lovable. So that is a question I get a lot of times is, hey, can I pet her? Oh, absolutely. We're working on the please stop jumping up on people game. So, but we'll get there. No, she just gets excited. She's 14 months old. So
if people see you out in the public, they definitely always should ask before, in case you are working her.
So, but yeah, I mean, everyone asks, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, she's there to be, loved on. She does not lack that at all.
Very cool. Well, Lacey is awesome, even though she's ignored us this entire podcast.
No, she worked this morning. She's got a sleepy girl.
She gets to sleep on the job.
Hey, don't say that too loud.
So we really appreciate you coming on. We'll have you back another day. Maybe we can talk more, deep dive into more of what you do when you're not working, Lacey.
Okay.
We'll save that for another day. Thank you all for listening and watching. If you have more questions about upcoming events, check out our website, allenpolice.org, and follow us on our social pages.
And make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below.
See you next time.